Deirdre Verba here. Thanks so much for joining us on Let's Talk Seniors, Memory Care Issues, Alzheimer's, Dementia, and Parkinson's. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Yes, welcome back. We have a wonderful guest on tonight. Her name is Adele, and she owns Adele Organizers. She's been doing this for 7 years, and she works with all ages. Young people, older people, people downsizing, people that just want to stay in their house and make it more usable. Seniors are her specialty as well. She loves to work with them and hold their hand going through their precious memories and treasures as they move on to different communities or downsize, sell their home. But she has so many great hints and tips on things you could do to make your space more usable and just how to organize your life. So without further ado, we're going to introduce Miss Adele. Hey Adele, how are you?
Hi, good. How you doing? Nice to see you.
Doing great. So great to have you on. Good to see you.
Thank you.
And oh my gosh, you have such a cool business. And first thing I want to know is, how did you come up with the idea to have an organizer business?
I think I was just always naturally organized. I always had a passion for organizing and for design. I actually studied interior design at FIT in New York City, but the organizing part was just something that's in me. I guess people who have my special talent are born OCD.
Are you always walking around putting things in place? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So I did not necessarily plan my life accordingly. Actually, today I was at the Container Store, and the woman checking me out said, you never would think that, there would be a business for organizers. And, she said, I'm sure when you graduated from college, you didn't think, okay, I'm going to go start a business. It just sort of happened. Someone who knew me for a long time hired me to organize her house and her move and get her settled into her new home. And I was doing accounting for 20 years. And that's really how the business started. When I did that first job for her, I realized this is what I love. This is what I'm passionate about. And this is what I enjoy doing. I don't see it as work. I really, really passionately love it. I just love helping people and changing their home and making it functional and attractive. I also like, with my design skills, I also like to make people's homes, just feel good, even if it's just your closet.
So what kind of things do people call you in for? Like, what is it? Are they usually like, oh my God, my house is a disaster, or my house is too small, or I have too much stuff, or are they looking to move? Like, what is it that you're typically
I think a combination of both. The business is really, I do move management and home organizing. The move management part of the business, the direction that has taken just happened in the last, 3 or 4 years. People were moving and being stressed. They're like, oh my God, I'm moving. What do I do? Where do I start? So when people were contacting me about helping me just to have a stress-free move. And I decided to incorporate move management into my business, meaning that I go into your home and I would sort of walk you through the process of moving, identifying what we would take to the new house, sort through your items, figuring out what we can donate, what we can sell, what we can trash, what we're going to take to the new house, placement of everything. So it's a combination of that with people moving, and also people either living in a house or just moved into a new house and calling me and saying, I just can't find anything. I'm overwhelmed. Can you come organize my, house for me?
So Adele, do you go to their new home to see the space often, to see what they should be bringing, or are they just deciding what they're taking and not taking?
I do a combination of both. Like on Saturday, this weekend, I have a client in Darien who's moving, and we're going to the new house together. Because of my interior design skills, I'm going to help her decide where things go, where we place things. So we made a list of everything at the old house, and we'll figure out where everything goes in the new house.
Oh, wow. And do you also help people like utilize their space? I've been to homes, and I'm sure you go to this, where here's the dishwasher in the kitchen and their dishes are across the room.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
like being by the dishwasher where it seemed more natural. Is that what you do often?
Yeah, so a lot of times in a situation like that, people will say move into a new house and they don't necessarily have the, I don't know if to call it a skill as to where things go and where it would be functional, where it would make sense, where it would also look attractive. So that's also an example of what I do. I would suggest, where things go. I also work a lot in small spaces, not just large homes where, we have to utilize every inch of a closet or a kitchen. If we have to put in some built-ins, things like that. But when space is limited, the first thing is always wise to get rid of things you don't use. So that's always challenging at the first when we sort through a kitchen, for example, and I try to walk them through and their items and help them decide what to keep and not to keep. But sometimes me just holding their hand through that helps them feel better about saying goodbye to something. Then people who are like, okay, well, I'll sort through everything and then you can come in and organize it. Um, they find it more productive and it makes more sense when I do it with them. And most of them value my opinion because I am a professional coming in and telling them, what to do and what to keep and all of that.
Well, listen, I could have used your help. So 5 years ago, I had an organizer come into my little kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell everybody listening what they did because I was the happiest person alive when she was done.
Yeah.
I have a small kitchen, moved to a smaller house, and I loved all my party dishes and stuff, but I had them like stacked on each other and they were
Yeah.
breaking.
Yep.
I didn't even know there were things. Like she took my credit card and went to the Container Store.
Yep.
I didn't even know like to do this.
Yes.
Just the racks.
Yep.
And all my party platters don't touch each other anymore. I had them like stacked. I'd have to go on a chair and
Yeah.
breaking, and I'd have to take the first 8 off to get to the
Right.
bottom.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing she did was, well, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like I like to bake.
This reminds me of the job I'm doing right now in Westchester. I
Oh,
mean, it's exactly that. Yeah.
so I love to bake.
Yeah.
So she arranged it so my spices were on the bottom. They have their own shelf.
Yeah.
And then the cooking spices have their own shelf. I'm like, that's genius. Then I drink a ton of tea. And my tea, I had 30 kinds of tea. And they were like stuffed jammed above like a cabinet.
Yeah.
And I almost had to get a chair. And I drank like half a dozen cups a day.
Well, there's tea organizers.
She brought all my tea and put it down like where I could see it that had a more purposeful place. And I'm so I am so happy. She's like, everything has a spot. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
If you take a pot out, she's like, there's a pot holder. Before my pots were stacked up like 8 pots on top of each other.
Yeah.
She goes, no, this pot goes right here.
Yeah.
Take it out and put it right back. I'm like,
yeah.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. Like,
yeah.
It's
like the kitchen I did yesterday. This family just moved from New York City to Armonk, and the wife, she found me, and yesterday she walks into the kitchen with her husband, and she says, "Honey, isn't this the best investment we ever made in our entire life?" She's like, "Look at our kitchen now. Like, it is amazing that we can see everything. I can open a drawer. It's all labeled. It's color coordinated. It's organized. I can pull something out without the whole shelf falling down."
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
she said, "I could just sit and stare at my kitchen now."
That's how I was.
She said, "That's exactly how you feel when you hired that organizer." She said, "You've changed our lives. Like, the fact that everything is in place now. When I entertain, I know where all my entertaining stuff is. Like, I don't have to go searching for a platter, or it really transitions your life into
Adele, I was so happy that for the next 2 months, 3 months, everybody came to my house. I'd be like, "Can you come into my kitchen for a minute?" I'm like opening my cabinets. My cabinets, you see these? They were not as impressed as I was. I was like, "Oh my God, you should see my
yesterday
kitchen."
when I left, I said, she's like, "Oh my God, this is so amazing." I said, "Okay, the rule is don't cook, don't eat, don't touch anything."
No. Since everything has a place, it's really easy.
It is. But it really, really transforms your life when You hire a professional to come in and help you, especially moving into a new home, and sorting through your items before you leave the old home and really putting the time and effort into that. It almost like you could move into a new house and start living a whole new life.
Yeah.
And that makes some people feel like, oh my God, I'm like almost 50 and I've never lived like this before.
And I'll tell you something else, because you know all these things, but you probably don't even know. Other people don't know them. So she said to me, "Why do you buy so much food?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's
Hmm.
like, "Your your shelves are stuffed.
Hmm.
You don't need. You go shopping every week." And I'm like, "That's true."
Hmm.
You know, like I'll go to Costco and I'll buy, I don't know, 100 rolls of toilet paper or 100 things of tissue. She's like, "Why? You don't need 10 boxes of pasta.
Yes.
You don't
Yeah.
need 1 box of meat. Like,
Yeah.
you go to the store every week. You do
I
not
know,
need
because when you buy
5
in
pounds of
Costco,
peanut
it's enough
butter."
for 10 years. Yeah.
Right. She's like, "You don't need more than one peanut butter, one thing of pasta. You don't
Yeah.
need more." And I was like, "What?" Like, I don't know why that never dawned on me. I'm like, "Yeah."
Plus, the sizes of the things in Costco are so huge, it can't even fit in your cupboards. Like I know some single people I've done jobs for and they shop at Costco and I can't even get the peanut butter in the cupboard because it's so big. I'm
No,
like, this peanut butter is gonna last you like a good 15 years.
and it's true. You have to shop like every 5 days to get fresh produce and vegetables. So why was I stocking up on all this
Yeah.
stuff like it was going out of style? Like it
Yeah.
wasn't.
Well,
So
the toilet paper I could understand because of COVID last year.
I don't know. That never really happened though. I'm pretty sure that was like that actually never happened. I don't
I
know.
know, but how people were going crazy over the toilet paper was like, okay.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. So, what are some of the normal things you see that you think people like? Just give us a hint and tip. Like, don't buy Costco if you're single.
Yeah.
Don't buy a
Yeah.
Costco if you have limited shelf space, or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, what other kind of things you see that are just glaring examples that people could just simply do?
If I have to use, say, that your closet, for example, really going through your items, and I know it's time consuming, and it's always better to do it with someone, even if it's not with an organizer, but with a friend, with your mom, with someone. Just sit there, get a glass of wine, whatever it is, make it fun. Go through your closet and really identify what you really love and what you'll wear again, because we hold on to a lot of things that we'll never wear again. It takes up space and it causes a lot of clutter and causes our closets to be non-functional, and we can't find things, so we end up going to the store and buying a new dress or new jeans because we just can't find what we have. I think one thing I've heard in every single job that I've ever done in the last 7 years is, oh my God, I was looking for that. Oh my God, I can't believe, I still have that. So one thing is to go through your stuff, sort through it, keep what you love, what you know you're going to use. The things that you are keeping. There are like Container Store is just amazing to buy things to organize your stuff with, and you put things in storage bins, label them, put them away, memorabilia, keepsake things from family, all of that stuff, bin them and pack them away neatly and put labels on them. But there's no reason for our closets and our kitchens and things like that to be cluttered with things that we don't use.
Yeah,
So,
talk a little bit about the positive psychological effects it has once you declutter.
yes, yeah, it really, I mean, it just relieves a lot of stress is my first feeling about that. It's that when you can open a drawer or a cupboard and it's not falling out, or you don't have to dig for something, and you can see everything laid out in a drawer organizer or something like that, and you're able to just get your can opener without thinking, where is that can opener? It just relieves a lot of stress. It makes your life so functional and stress free that what better feeling is that? It actually, I've worked in homes where wives have told me I fight with my husband less now because all the stress of having a cluttered home was causing so much anxiety in my life that it was causing problems in my marriage. And now that I can find things, I'm actually such a different person as a result of that.
So basically, you're not just an organizer, you're a marriage therapist.
I keep people married. Yeah.
So you speak to, like, I love to declutter, but then I bring in stuff again.
Well, my rule is when I bring something in, I have to take something out. So if I go to the store and I have a can opener, but I see a nicer one that I like, I have to get rid of the old one. I'm not going to stick both of them in the drawer. So it's always bring one in, take one out. So every time, whatever you buy, even if it's clothing, whatever it is, something has to go out when you bring that piece in. So if you keep that rule in mind, you're not going to have an overwhelming amount of stuff that's going to build up.
Yeah, I had a lot of clutter with books before, and then I decided to give them all to the library and just go to the library, borrow them, to not buy them anymore. Because once I read a book, I didn't want to read again, but I didn't want to give it. I had it.
Yeah, you paid money for it, so you don't want to give it away.
Well,
Well,
so I
you
would
could,
give them away to girlfriends, but if they didn't want them, then I just had books. So I
yeah,
said, well, this is silly. Like, I should just be going to the library because I don't have enough space
yeah,
for things like that. Do you
yeah.
also help people with their photos and organize things like that? Or is it more their space?
It's more their space. Not that I haven't done photo jobs, but it's not necessarily my specialty. I find, there are companies now online. You can actually send all of your photos. Say you have like all of your kids' photos from the last 5 years or something like that, and you ship the pictures to them, and they'll actually create a digital or an album for you and ship it back. So
Nice.
I've referred some a company like that to my clients who have photos, and they even do it with kids artwork, and you can send everything to them and they'll create a nice package for you digitally or an album and send it back to you. So
That's cool. So Adele, how do you work with seniors? So let's say I have my mom.
mhm,
I think one of the big things was, like, even for my mom who's almost 84 and she's a big house, and I think she just seems it's too overwhelming to move because she's lived there 50 years.
mhm,
And what is she's like, how do you even start tackling
yeah,
stuff? What would you do? And what do you do in a situation when a senior wants to downsize? Maybe he's moving out of state or to an assisted living. How
yeah,
do you how do you help them psychologically and
yeah.
get through that?
I mean, firstly, I want to say I love working with seniors. I've worked with about a dozen seniors, helping them transition from home to senior living in the last 7 years. And they're my favorite people. I think I lost both my parents many years ago. And I don't know if it's for that reason that I connect on a personal level with them. I almost become their daughter. One of the senior living facilities that I do a lot of work with in Stamford, they actually labeled me at the directors there called me the daughter, because they feel like when I work with their senior residents, they're like, you treat these people like they're your mom and dad. So I'll just use an example of one of the seniors I helped transition from home to senior living. It's really just being very gentle and very patient with them, because this is such an emotional time in their life after living in their house for so long, having to say goodbye not only to their house but their belongings. It becomes a very, very, I mean, I think also when I work with seniors, it's the longest time frame of a job, because it's so, you have to be so slow, so patient. They want to tell you a story about certain things, and you really just have to listen to them and let them get that out. So I've learned to just be extremely patient with them. But I would go in and say they're leaving their 3 bedroom house and they're moving to a 1 bedroom or a studio at senior living. Um, First we would identify if there's any furniture, if minimal furniture, what we would be taking. The pieces that we identify that are not able to fit into the house, into the new the apartment. I would advise them to either I can sell it for them, or we donate it to charity, or we, if it's not good, we trash it. And all of those components I am responsible for. I basically make it happen, either getting a dumpster or hiring men to come in with a truck and take it away, or scheduling the donations to be picked up, or selling things online. But I really walk them through, meaning sort through everything that they own, and helping them decide what we take and what's not going to go, uh,
Nice.
and doing a full clean out of the house. But it's really the sorting process with seniors that's the most time consuming, and finding a home for everything that they own, because they want to see that it's going somewhere or to someone, and it's
Nice.
difficult for them. So um, I think the jobs that I've had is because seniors, it's either they don't have family around, or they don't have children, or they don't have someone to be there with them to help them through this process. And that's the reason why I'm there to, also even just being a professional and advising them as to what to do with their stuff, and even trying to get them some money for their furniture, or artwork, or memory, and any sort of decorative pieces. So I don't.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
And then you go to their home, their new home, and help them set it all up. And do you also
Yeah.
hire the movers for them and organize all that?
Yeah, so I do that. So that's part of the move management portion that I was talking about with my business. Part of being a move manager is also setting up appointments with movers, getting move estimates, and then communicating that the job I'm actually doing next week in Darien. They hired me to manage their move. Plus, when they move into the new house, I'm going to unpack all their boxes and organize their entire house.
That is way
Um,
more than an organizer, Dal.
yeah, thank you.
That is
So,
like, are you kidding? You're in charge of moving their whole house and all their stuff and what they're going to take and identifying it and making sure this is all packaged properly so it doesn't break, and ship it, and what's not going and what's donating, what we're selling, what we're going to need for the new house, getting it there,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
setting it up and organizing it and doing
yes,
all that, and then
yeah,
seeing what they're missing and what else they
yeah,
need.
yeah. So
That's
I
huge.
would,
That's not organizing. That's way above and beyond organizing. That is not like moving
just
people's kitchen around. That
just
is
call me Superwoman.
definitely, wow.
My
I didn't
necklace
even
keeps
your
falling off.
title. Adele organizes move management. I never even heard of a move manager. I think you need to add that to your title, or start another one that is Adele Move Management.
Yeah, that's
Wow, that's you. That's a
it's a lot. And
great,
actually, the move
that's
management
great.
part, yeah, the move management part of my business has actually taken off much more. Not that I don't do, you could call me to organize your kitchen or your closet, but the move management thing is so huge. It's really like people get so stressed out with moving, and to have me come in and get the right mover, get quotes, figure out what I'm taking, and
I mean,
also unpack everything and organize it for
even
people
having a
who like it.
checklist of
I
like,
mean, some of my clients, they're like, all right, I'm going to the spa for the day. Just call me when you're done.
oh
You
my
know?
gosh. And Adele, even having a checklist, like you have to change your dress. Did you shut off the
Yes.
electric? Did you shut off the gas, the
Yeah.
water? Are we going to,
Yeah.
when's right?
Go to the post office, do a change of address. Like all of those things I've done for clients, especially seniors. They just, they don't think about these little minimal things. But yeah, it's a full circle service that I do. There's
That's a great
anything
service.
related to your move from one home to the next, and all the components that's in between. I really do it all. People are just really, they feel like the investment with a person like me is so worth it, because it relieves a tremendous amount of stress. And,
Well, also, especially for senior, if they haven't moved in 40 or 50 years, they don't like it's overwhelming to move no matter
yes,
if you
no matter
have,
what age you are. Yeah.
yeah, even if you're a college student moving out of
Yeah.
your dorm, like it's a lot to do,
Yeah.
right? So to move from a house, like I moved from a big house I had for 30 years, and I stuff in every nook and cranny, and it was a lot. And then to have to organize the whole thing and just ship and pack, and
Yeah.
I actually had friends, and it sounds like you would be this person. I had sisters helping me
Mm-hmm.
that were minimalists.
Mm.
And they actually went through my wardrobe, Adele. I'm not exaggerating. And they were like, "You have 3 royal blue shirts. You only need one." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I love that color." They're like, "You don't need 3 shirts." They weren't the same shirt or anything.
Yeah.
They're like, "No, you only need one."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They
But
did
you see
not
the
like
difference. You
anybody.
see the difference in someone telling you that. If you had gone into your closet by yourself, you would have not done that. So that was my point earlier. When you
Right?
do it with someone, it's more effective.
No, I wanted them all. I was just like, are you kidding? I can't have those 3 shirts. They're like, no.
Did you get rid of any?
Yes. I did whatever they said because they were helping me. And I was like, I
Well,
purposely
I have a thing. My confession is I have a thing for white dresses, and I don't know what my deal is. I just get weak with a white dress, and I own about, I don't know, 20 white dresses.
oh no, my friends will be right over. Get 19 of those. One
I
white dress
just
now.
get,
One
and
white dress.
I just bought a new one yesterday. I know, and my friends are like, "You're an organizer, but you're a white dress hoarder."
Wait a
Because
minute. I'm reading into this and I see a wedding in your future.
they're like, "What's your deal with white dresses? Are you getting ready for the wedding?"
You're like, I have my choice. So when anybody gets close, you're like, I'm dressed. We can get married now, City Hall.
I'm like, we're eloping to Bali or something because I have the dress in my closet already.
Oh, you're ready. You're ready. You're like packed. Your luggage is packed. No, but that's great. Well, do you also help people like organize their attics and spaces like that?
Yes, yeah, I do every room, your basement, your attic, your garage, and I bring in a team as needed. Like the job I'm doing right now in Westchester, I bring in my team, the one in Darien. I'm gonna have a team of 6 people there unpacking, and we'll be organizing. They want their house unpacked and organized in a weekend, so in a day or two we'll have it done.
Wow.
I'll bring in some people. Last year, I did a job where the wife wanted me to do all the work myself. She said, "I don't care how long it takes. I want you to do all the work." But then there's other clients who. But then I also have a men. I have men who work for me. I have a truck that takes away, trash or donations. I mean, I have a team according to what my clients want and what their needs are. Like last week, 2 weeks ago, I did a job in Long Island. I had 4 guys there just taking out donation and trash.
But it's so nice that you have places that you bring donations to because I hate the thought of trashing good
Me
furniture.
too. Me
Like,
too.
if it's wood, like if
Yeah,
it's
me
couches or
too.
something, but oh my gosh, or you could just put it on, those sites where people come pick it up for free that need furniture.
Yeah.
I love that you organize all
Yeah.
that. Because I think
Yes.
that's also concern for people, especially seniors that are like, I don't,
Yeah.
especially if they've gone through the depression or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
they don't want to waste.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Their stuff is meaningful to them. I honestly don't throw away anything unless it's real garbage. I love donating things. I make an extra effort to get things to, just
it's nice.
someone else can use it,
Yes, obviously. And somebody out there needs a white dress, by the way. And
No, I have them all. There's no more in the store.
you have bought out the white dress selector. So Adele, I think you have an amazing service. I'm so glad you came on because
Thank you.
need to change the name to Adele
Move management.
Master Mover Managers. Let's come
We'll
up
talk more about that.
with Adele Master Move
Thank you for
Management
having me.
Masters.
Thank
Yes.
you so much for
Now that
including
you
me.
do so much more than organizing. I'm so happy we had this chat because
Thank you.
you can really do a lot because organizing is one thing. It's kind of like what happens after you get there, but you're going to get the people there.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And
I pick them up and I move them myself. Yeah. I also need to start a moving business.
So Adele, we really should talk more because when I flip houses, I buy a lot from seniors, and their biggest concern is exactly what you're talking about. Their biggest concern is, I don't know how to leave here. And I always say to them, just identify what you want to take and bring it, and don't worry about the rest. But they're often worried that it's not going to be donated, or that, they want to go over every one thing. And where am I going to put this? And where am I going to put this? You could help them do that easily.
Yeah. Well, that's how I also incorporate my interior design skills. I love design and I love things to look pretty and also be functional. So that's where I'm one of a kind.
That is amazing. I am so happy we spoke. Adele organizes 914-218-1673. And you said you work in Long Island, and I know you're right here in Fairfield County. So you do Fairfield, New York. What areas do you work in?
I work in all of Connecticut, Westchester, New York City.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have teams that do Long Island and New York and Westchester and
Yeah, my team goes they go anywhere I go.
wow.
Yeah. I stuff them in the trunk wherever I have to go, and they go where I go. Yeah. I have a great team, and I'm very blessed. Yeah.
You have a great following.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to give you a call, it's 914-218-1673. So nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
And we'll talk again. And Adele organizes, Adele moves, Adele manages your move. Adele can put you in a white dress. You can do it all. You got you covered. You got you covered. She's going to move in your new house, set you up, and you're going to be missing some items if they're white. But other than that, everything will be in its place.
Well, sometimes if I'm working in a closet and I really love a dress, a white dress, I'll tell my client, that dress looks really outdated. How about we donate that dress?
Oh my God, that's all beautiful. Oh my gosh, that's pretty funny. How about we donate the dress to me? I'll take it off your bill, don't worry. They probably are like, take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Than me. That's so nice.
I should have worn a white dress today.
Exactly, but I love you in yellow. Well, thank you so much, Adele.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I love how you are your own entrepreneur and you went from accounting, which is a little boring, and are
very sleepy job. Yeah,
really helping everybody.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. Bye, everyone.
Talk again.
Okay, bye.
So much. Bye. Wow, I am so happy that we spoke. I have met Adele before, and all I knew was that she organized, and I knew she loved seniors and organized, but I had no idea that she did all the move management, which is so helpful. I mean, if anybody has moved in the recent past, you know what an orchestration is just to get yourself from one place to the other. And if you have somebody doing it all for you, that is well worth its weight in gold. Like, that's amazing. So Adele organizes 914-218-1673. I hope you get to meet Adele. She's a lovely person as well. She lives here in Fairfield County. And till we meet again, dear Gilberto saying stay well, be well, and keep spreading the love. Bye.
Hi, Deirdre here again. Thank you for joining me on Let's Talk Seniors Memory Care Issues. Is this an issue hitting home? Do you have a parent or loved one with memory care issues who you feel is not safe at home anymore? Are isolation, falls, and safety issues becoming a big concern? Welcome to Dogwood Senior Home, premier boutique residential senior living specializing in memory care. It's country living at its best in the Huntington section of Shelton, Connecticut. We're truly a home with only 6 senior residents living as one family unit. Senior residential homes are concepts sweeping the nation with 47,000 across the U.S. We're pleased to open Dogwood Senior Home as it will be only number 6 for Connecticut. Brand new, sparkling clean, opening mid-June. And safe, safe, safe. We are COVID-free. Residential care homes boast a very low COVID infection rate across the nation. This is due to the intimacy of size and speed in which the caretakers can shift to accommodate immediate needs. They are much safer than the large homes and facilities, as you can imagine. It has been documented that residents have less falls and a better quality of life in a residential home environment. Our home is more affordable than the big box facility. You pay one all-inclusive price, and that price is guaranteed for the life of the resident. With an incredible 1-to-3 caregiver ratio, which you won't find anywhere else. Our friendly, loving caregivers are dedicated and trained in Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's issues. We're only taking 6 residents, so the home will fill up fast. Call me at 203-689-7562 for a talk and tour. I would love to meet you and your loved one. See you soon. Bye.